This video is brought to you by patreon.com/worsttake. Get access to exclusive live streams and Discord servers, on-screen shoutouts, and early access to some videos when you join now. Help make sure that we can continue to make content like this by supporting the Patreon. Links are in the description down below. Man, when the Browns win, it makes you get more creative. It feels like Christmas every week. It just puts you in a good mood. You feel like being jolly. And for the first time in this channel's history, I wanted to do something different to recognize some of the great play, because I could come on here, make a list. Oh, these are the Browns that were this. These are the Browns that were that. Or I can make this a little interesting. I can make this fun. I can make this something that hopefully catches on and we talk about throughout the year. And these are my 2023 Brownie Awards. I'm going to have 5 awards given out today. Now, hey, hopefully one day we get to the level and the budget to where I can have video packages and homemade statues and all the nines. But for right now, we're going to have to kick it like we usually do on the channel. But we're going to be giving out some awards. The first award we're going to be giving out is the Josh Cribbs Award. This is going to be given to the best playmaker on the Cleveland Browns in 2023. The second award we're going to be giving out is the Joe Thomas Award, which I believe goes to the most, well, not I believe, I made the award up, that goes to the most reliable Cleveland Brown of 2023. The Belly Rub King Award goes to the best big man, and this is an award exclusive to the offensive line, specifically the interior offensive line and interior defensive line. We talking about the big fellas, the over 300 pounders, you know, the ones with a little bit of belly fat to do the belly rub. Like Myles Garrett does not qualify for this award because there's no such thing as a Myles Garrett belly rub. He don't got that. He don't got belly. You need belly to be able to get this award. 300 pounds. If you a big boy like my homie DeJuan Jones, all right, DeJuan Jones can get a belly rub award, but anybody else is kind of ineligible. We want the big fellas to get this one. Big fellas need recognition, and it stinks that there is no NFL award for them, but there is an award on this channel for the big fellas. We show love here. All right, the Jim Donovan Award goes to the best play of the season, and then there's the plain old simple MVP. Now let's get into it. The first award we're going to talk about is the Josh Cribbs Award. And if you weren't listening earlier, that goes to the best playmaker. I have 5 nominees, and I want to know who you guys would give this award to in the comment section and every other award that I have listed here. I want to know who y'all would put in these spots. If you disagree with me or if you agree with me. The Josh Cribbs Award that goes to the best playmaker. The nominees are David Njoku, Amari Cooper, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, Joe Flacco, and Myles Garrett. And the award goes to Amari Cooper. The reason I think this award goes to Amari Cooper versus these other names that are listed that are all worthy is because Amari Cooper has put up the yards, but has put up big plays after big plays this season. I believe he has over 25 what would be categorized as wide receiver big plays. In your biggest games, Amari Cooper was making the biggest catches, right? You beat the 49ers, he's making plays. You beat the Ravens, he's making plays. You beat the Jaguars, he's making plays. You clinch against, well, not clinch, but you virtually clinch against the Houston Texans. And, you know, Amari Cooper out there going for 260. Amari Cooper, he is the best playmaker on the Cleveland Browns roster. And look, I got to give Amari his due because we walked into this season, or at least I walked into this season wondering Who was that guy going to be? I thought there was a chance it was going to be Elijah Moore. I wasn't 100% sold that Amari Cooper would be the guy on 3rd and 1, on 4th and 1, that we're like, all right, let's get the ball to him. But that's who Amari Cooper has been. Honorable mention to David Njoku. He's made a ton of plays this year, been very consistent. Amari just made more. JOK is also somebody who there was just a stiff competition this year, man. Stiff competition for JOK. He was kind of in and out of a certain portion of the season. And then Myles Garrett, look, I can't give Myles Garrett all these awards. Right? Like if I were to give Myles Garrett every award that he deserves, and since it's been a lower sack year for Myles, I think he has to kind of compete against his own bar. That's why I didn't give him it. And Joe Flacco, look, if Joe Flacco had put together a 16-game resume like he has now, he would be very close to winning this award. But 6 games over Amari Cooper's whole season of work, it just didn't compare. In my mind, I thought that Amari Cooper was the clear choice for the 2023 Josh Cribbs Award. The next award is the Joe Thomas Award. This goes to the most reliable Cleveland Brown of the year. Now, with injuries, this was a hard field to pick from. Usually you want to pick somebody who has not been injured, who has been healthy the whole year, but this year kind of changes the nature of how you select this award. So the nominees are all guys who have missed games. Joe Bitonio, Dustin Hopkins, Amari Cooper. Again, a very tough category. Joe Bitonio, I mean, he's the picture of reliability, the picture of consistency. Amari Cooper, we just talked about him not only being a playmaker, but a consistent playmaker. But I have to give this award to the kicker. Dustin Hopkins is my most reliable Joe Thomas Award winner. And the reason I have him here is because he's always been on time all season. When Dustin Hopkins miss a kick, he come back, make a kick. Every time I feel like Dustin Hopkins has missed a kick that we didn't expect him to miss, he's come back and made a clutch kick. Like every game that's happened, he's just come back, made a clutch kick. He is on time. He is reliable. Unfortunately, he hurt his hamstring. We don't know if we're going to have him for the playoff run, but there was no player more reliable, on time more often than Mr. Dustin Hopkins, Mr. Reliable himself. Shout out to him. He's my 2023 Joe Thomas Award winner. Now, a personal favorite category of mine, the Belly Rub King. Now, in this category, again, we are leaving this exclusively to the more portly gentlemen on the roster, right? And look, to anybody that you would categorize as kind of chubby, they are eligible to win this award. Usually that's interior offensive line and interior defensive line. You have somebody like DeJuan Jones who would qualify. But this year, the nominees for the Belly Rub King Award, Dalvin Tomlinson, Joe Bitonio, Ethan Posick, DeJuan Jones, and Maurice Herson. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is a tough one, right? Joe Bitonio, you kind of just want to give him an award just because of how good he's been and consistent he's been. Same thing with Ethan Posick. Maurice Hurst, he's been such a surprise. You want to give him this award as well. And Dalvin Tomlinson, he's just been so solid in the middle. And the same thing can be said for DeJuan Jones. But I'm going to give this award to Dalvin Tomlinson. Dalvin Tomlinson has not only brought solid 3 technique play to the Cleveland Browns, which is something that the Browns have been missing, but I think he brought a lot of leadership to that room. I don't think it's a mistake that 3T room has been so improved while Dalvin Tomlinson has been there. I don't think it's a mistake that you've seen improved play from guys who spend a lot of time in that 3-team room, like from guys like Alex Wright, Jordan Elliott. We talked about Maurice Hurst earlier this year, even Shelby Harris. Like, I feel like Dalvin is kind of the engine that makes that 3-team 3T team work. He's had games where he's been a monster, getting them double sack games. He's had games where he's had to be a silent gangster and kind of hold it down so other guys can eat. You can see his impact when you see JOK being 7th in the league in TFLs. You see his impact when you see Myles Garrett dominate the way he is on his way, hopefully, for his first Defensive Player of the Year award. You can see his impact all over the place. Look, this Browns defensive line, we saw what the issue was last year, right? You had decent enough edge rushers in Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett, but the problem was the interior was a mess. And the part of the reason you have been able to go from historically bad to historically good is because you signed Dalvin Tomlinson in the offseason. It was a pivotal signing. And for that, Big Thanos, well, there's 2 Thanoses on this team, by the way. They got to settle that one out. But defensive Thanos gets the Belly Rub King award. Shout out to Dalvin. Keep them belly rubs going. And let them know. Let them know this Sunday. If you play, let them know. Go ahead, get one. Go ahead, get one. All right. The Jim Donovan Award, which goes to the best play of the season. I named this after Jim Donovan because whenever there's a great play, I know y'all thinking about Jim Donovan. I'm thinking about Jim Donovan. And if you're too young to really have that thought, let me tell you something, young blood. You need to be thinking about Jim Donovan when anything big happens, because that's the right way to go about it. Okay. Don't nobody make a big play sound like a big play like Jim Donovan. So if you don't appreciate Jim Donovan, use this name on this award as an excuse to appreciate Jim Donovan. But I highly doubt if you're watching this video, you have no clue who Jim Donovan is, because you know who I am. You better know who Jim Donovan is, like straight up. And you better appreciate him. Jim Donovan's one of the greatest to ever do it. He's the greatest, in my opinion. And again, when big plays happen, oh boy, do we refresh Twitter to hope the Browns post the Jim Donovan call, right? If you could get the Jim Donovan call on Sunday Ticket, that's what I would listen to. So shout out to Jim. Shout out to Jim for getting through that battle. And I think him and Nathan Zegura do an excellent job on that broadcast, by the way. I know people be all kind of be hating on Nathan a little bit. I think Nathan does a good job, in my opinion. But nonetheless, the Jim Donovan Award goes to the best play of the season. Woo, we got some nominees, man. I went through and thought about this award, and I kept being like, man, this play. It was really hard to get this down to 4. And I'm pretty sure people are going to disagree with my nominees, because they're going to say some plays that I might have forgot about. It's been such a play heavy season, but the 4 I have it boiled down to: the Joe Flacco, Amari Cooper pass versus the Bears. I think that was a late nominee. There was the Myles Garrett game-clinching sack versus Cincinnati. That was a huge moment. I've still never seen the stadium get louder than that. The Baltimore push pile, which just was a statement of arrival in M&T Bank Stadium. And the Moody missed field goal. And for me, the Jim Donovan Award goes to the Baltimore push pile play. Now, it's not the most exciting play, but it's the most cinematic play. It's if something crazy happens with this Browns season and it becomes worthy of being made into a movie, the poster of that movie will have that push play in it. It just will. Like, that play is the play that if this season becomes something even better than just the playoff appearance or just a playoff win, like, we will remember this season for that push play. That is one of the most, like, it was one of those things you watched happen in real time. And you were like, that's iconic. That's iconic imagery right there. Like, that, it is the imagery that you're going to associate with the Cleveland Browns, hopefully for the next 20 years, right? Like, that play felt like so many different things happening. It was a first down. Okay, like, first and foremost, it was a first down that really salted the game away on the road against the best team in the NFL. 2, it wasn't a pure luck play like the Moody miss. It was a play of willpower. It was going in to the best team in the NFL's house and making them submit physically. It was a symbol of pure domination. It was, we won our way. We played our brand of football in your house, and there was nothing you could do about it. It's something that Baltimore is going to be thinking about for a long time. It's something that we will be thinking about for a long time. That push pile play. Look, we might not realize how iconic it will end up being if this season turns into something, because we're still in it. But I promise you, zoom out 5 years from now, that push pile play, that's going to be what we remember. That's going to be one of the main ones we remember, because that really said something. It said, hey, we're here to stay in this conversation. We aren't just going to be pretenders like some of these other teams in the AFC. We are here to give you a fight, and we're here to beat you. I don't know. Not many things said the Browns are back like that play, because again, it wasn't luck. It wasn't an impossibly threaded pass. It wasn't. It was just a show of pure willpower versus not one of the best team in the NFL right now in their house. That was an amazing play. All right, let's get to the MVP. David Njoku is a nominee for the MVP. I thought he played well. Amari Cooper is as well nominated for the MVP. Denzel Ward, another nominee for the MVP. And we all know who's getting this award. It's Miles. Miles is the MVP of the Cleveland Browns season. Look, all of these other guys, and honestly, Myles Garrett should probably got the Joe Thomas Award. But again, I'm trying to make this interesting. I'm not trying to give Myles Garrett like 14 awards. I don't feel like that would be very interesting, or, I don't think that would be in the spirit of the awards. So Myles Garrett, MVP. He's been the most valuable player for the Cleveland Browns. He's been the face of the franchise. Like, when you have a $230 million quarterback and one of the best running backs in the league, and you lose both of them, that means you lost your franchise running back, you lost your franchise quarterback, and you only had one franchise player left. Now, again, we're fortunate that we feel like we have three of them, but you are down to one franchise player left. And boy, did he show you he's enough. There used to be debates on whether Myles Garrett is the best player on this team. Yeah, I don't think that's a debate anymore. We know Myles is the most important, and he's the best player on this team. And I said it earlier this season, as long as 95 is suiting up, the Browns always have a chance to win. And that's been true all season. And that will continue to be true, because 95 is that level of player that if he's out there, you got to worry about that brown and orange. So that is the inaugural, I'm going to call it the Quincy Awards or the Brownies. I'll call it the Brownies. It's called the Brownie Awards on the Quincy Carrier channel. Let me know what you think. Who would you have be the awards? And should I open up the voting to include a fan voting element? Like, we might make this a little bit more complex next year, but let me know what y'all think about this format. Do y'all like it? Do y'all like the name of the awards? Is there an award that you want to see be added into this mix? Let me know in the comment section below. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.